everybody, welcome to another episode of Board Game Breakfast. I'm glad you're here with us today. This is a weekly show that we do about board games, and it's the first one of 2020. That being said, it's also today is the day, the 6th, that we launched the Dice Tower Kickstarter, and I'll be talking more about that later on in Tom Thinks, but just wanted to put that out. That's launching today at noon. Well, there's lots of other things. Also today, the top 100 games of all time is beginning. So I'll see you guys quite a bit today, but let's get started with this episode. Here we go. Okay, so what I found on the internet this week, one of the things I want to talk about is on Board Game Geek. Now, several years ago, Board Game Geek bought the website Board Game News. So Board Game Geek has a section called Board Game News, and its subsection of Board Game News is Designer Diaries. So Eric Martin curates this, but these are written by the different designers. And what they are is sometimes they talk about a slightly upcoming game, like the most recent one is about an upcoming trick-taking game. But there is also big name designers. Bruno Ferduti just wrote one. Very popular games like the Black Angel game is being talked about. And what they do is they talk about their design process. And these are great because they show pictures of the prototype. They talk about how it went from conception to publication. And if you just want to see a little bit behind the scenes, it's not necessarily a how-to, right? I don't know that I would follow these on how to get something done, but it just shows how it came from concept, and I find it so fascinating to see this is the game in its infancy. This is the game where it's at as an idea, and then how it got to where it is today. And that sort of thing is really well done. I would say these come out a few times a month. Again, it's just kind of all over the place, different ones. It's not the same designers over and over. There's different ones, and it's really well done. If you want to see in their own words how a designer made the decisions they did, why they made these decisions, I just find this a fascinating journey. So you can find us on BoardGameGeek.com in the top section of Board Game News. There's a designer diary comes out every once in a while, and I highly recommend you check those out.
So, you've completed the Mine with your friends. How about the Mine Extreme coming up? Hi, it's Stella. If you are ready for the next challenge and you think you can read your friend's mind, how about trying the Mine Extreme? Assuming you know what the Mine is about, in the Mine Extreme, instead of one pile of cards, now you need to complete 2 piles. There are white and red cards now, and when you are trying to discard the cards, they need to go to separate piles. The white numbers as normal from low to high numbers, but the red ones need to go from high to low. I'm telling you, this confuses me a few times. Especially when you're trying to put the cards quickly, make sure you think about it first before you place them down. In the heat of the moment, I have placed the wrong one. I'm mentally trained to put the numbers from low to high from the previous The Mine game. So this is a tricky one for me. Also, there are times when you have to put the cards face down. This gets resolved at the end of the round, but you just don't know if you've done well or you're gonna lose all your lives at the end of the round. It's like, oh, did we do well? I feel like we have done well. Then you flip all the cards, then oh. That's pretty much what happened to us. We did like 6 rounds pretty well, did not lose a life. Then on the 7th round, we feel good, we feel confident, but then all lives gone in 1 round. We didn't really use the throwing stars much, but maybe that's what we're missing. Probably need to use them more to try to get rid of cards in hand at times, if we think we're going to lose life. Well, thanks for watching. We're on the Dice Tower How to Play videos and Meeple University on YouTube. See you next time.
In my continuing what's being added to the library series, where we've been showing you building our library. We're getting really close to the library being sent off on the cruise for the first time, and I might show you a little bit about it being loaded up. But the library is essentially complete at this point, with obviously a few more games might be added between now and the cruise. So we've been putting all the games on the shelf and labeling them, and so while we were doing this, while I was completely finalizing everything, I had my daughter do a little walkthrough video, and so you can see pretty much what the library looks like. Forgive the little bit of low lighting, it's in our storage area, but here it is.
Hey there everyone, it's Jen, the board game librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes with this week's segment From the Page to the Table. Our book this week is a nonfiction work, and it's something that we recently read for a book club of mine, and that is All the President's Men by Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward. As a former journalist, if you didn't know that, this is one of the pinnacle works, I think, of journalism. It's about President Nixon during the Watergate scandal, the lengths to which both Bernstein and Woodward went to find the truth and to be true to the story, to get the right sources, to be accurate on the sources. One of my favorite games of 2019 is Watergate, the two-player game from Capstone. 30 to 60 minutes, ages 12 and up. Best two-player game that I've played this entire year, and you are either playing as President Nixon or as the Washington Post. And like Twilight Struggle, if you've played Twilight Struggle before, it's very card-driven, and your goal is to either, as President Nixon, have enough support, or as the Washington Post, to make all the connections from your sources back to President Nixon. This game is intense. This game is historically accurate. This game is just this tug of war between two sides that both really want to win. You get that in this book. You get that in this game. I can't say enough great things about Watergate. That's all for this week. Happy breakfast. I'll see you next time.
So what's coming from the Dice Tower this week? Well, the biggest thing is our top 100 games of all time. Me, Z, and the People's Choice. We'll be doing one of those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have other live stuff coming. Crowd surfing is back. Our board game breakfast live is going up this week. And so we got plenty of that. But I'll also be doing reviews. I always try to mix some big name reviews with smaller reviews. So this week I'll be taking a look at the big Cooper Island game, as well as smaller games, Dreamscape and Space Bowl and things like that. I have a pile of them right over here. So different reviews will be coming out this week, as well as a podcast from Eric and myself, where we'll be talking about the top 10 games from 5 years ago, 2015. Doesn't even feel like 5 years ago at this point, but there you have it. So all that stuff is happening this week, so check all that out. Let's keep moving.
Hi, I'm Jordan. This is Second Chance Shelf, where I take a look back at an older game and see if it deserves a second chance off your shelf. This week I wanted to look at favorite game of mine, Isle of Skye, by Alexander Pfister and Andreas Pelikan. Art by my favorite, Clemens Franz. Not going to explain the whole game. There's a good bit of stuff going on, but I wanted to go over one of the most interesting mechanisms inside. So let's go see. In Isle of Skye, of course, we have these 4 objectives. These are going to be what is scored throughout the game. The scoring is going to pop up periodically after each round, and each different scoring objective is going to be scored a couple times throughout the game. So on a turn, you're going to draw 3 tiles from the bag. You're going to assign one of the tiles that is going to be discarded. This is a tile that you will not be using and nobody else will have access to. So let's say I discard that one. Then I'm going to assign prices to the other tiles. Let's say this one will be 3, this one will be 2. All right. Then everybody's going to simultaneously show what they have available. Discard this one, and then the other 2 are going to be available for other players to purchase for the price that you assigned. But if somebody did not buy that tile from you, you are forced to pay the price that you assigned. So you want to make sure that you price it pretty well, or else, somebody might take it out from underneath you, or you'll be forced to pay a higher price than you were willing to pay. A little bit about Isle of Skye. I really like that mechanism where you're pricing the tiles. It's different than a lot of tile-laying games where you just pick a tile, play a tile. This one, you're drawing the tiles, and then you're kind of making an offer to other players. Hey, you want these tiles? Pay this much money. And then everybody else will look at you and be like, I ain't paying those prices. And then you have to pay them prices. Well, that's Isle of Skye by Alexander Pfister. If you haven't played this game in a while, give it a shot. Still the same great game. I'm Jordan. Thanks.
What's up, everyone? My name is Melissa McCack, and this is Smashin' Buttons and Slammin' Cards. This is a segment where I talk about a video game I love and I connect it to a board game I love. And first, I want to say I know that Tom said that Steam sucks, but Steam does not suck. Macs do. Okay, anyway, so the video game I want to talk about is Left 4 Dead 2. This is a video game where you're just hacking and slashing zombies with a group of friends. It's cooperative. You're going through the rooms and trying to collect loot and everything, and you're killing off all sorts of different kinds of zombies that are coming after you in hordes. And you're usually trying to complete some sort of objective before they all eat you alive, I guess. I would like to connect that to Zombicide Black Plague. This is my zombicide of choice because I like supernatural zombies as opposed to like sci-fi zombies. But anyway, this is sort of the same thing, right? You're with a group of friends, it's cooperative, and you're hacking and slashing zombies, completing objectives, and hopefully surviving throughout it. And it even has sort of a mini campaign series that you could play through, and it's a lot of fun. Me and my friends love this one. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. You could check out mine and my brother's podcast called Room 51. I'll see you next time.
Hey, folks, the Dice Tower runs because of people like you. Each year we run an annual fundraising drive. We use it on a website called Kickstarter, where we kickstart our upcoming season. So in this case, the year 2020. And we ask you to help support it. If you like all the content that we put out and look forward to the content we're putting out for this year, we ask that you support us. The vast majority of the funds that come to the Dice Tower come from this Kickstarter campaign. That Kickstarter campaign is launching today at noon Eastern Standard Time. And we'll have links on our website, we'll have links on our Facebook groups, etc., different places on Twitter feed and everything. And once it goes up, we'll have a link in the description below down there so you can find it too. This is something that we ask you to just consider if you think it's worth it to back the Dice Tower. Now, you don't have to watch our stuff. All of our stuff, there's no paywall or anything. All our stuff is free for people to watch. But if we've helped you at all, or you get some entertainment out of our shows, we ask that you consider donating to the show. Now, there's a lot of different things that we have in our Kickstarter. We have dice and dice towers and promos, really cool stuff, I think. But this stuff is not worth what we're asking you to give to us, for sure. We're asking you to donate to the Dice Tower, and then we give you a gift of sorts. But we want to make the Dice Tower better every year. And each year, there's all sorts of things happening. So what are we doing this year in 2020? We want to make our equipment better, for sure. We want to change a few things up and work and constantly improving our content and quality. We want to start up a monthly newsletter that gets sent to you, where you can find out what's going on with the Dice Tower, what's happening at our conventions, or what new videos went up and podcasts, what have you been missing, kind of a way to kind of focus all of what we do into one place. We also want to, we're moving our Dice Tower unboxings to a separate channel so that when this channel itself isn't so cluttered up with videos, but you can still see them if you want to. One of our main goals is to make the Dice Tower website better. We want to revamp the Dice Tower website and make it as mobile friendly as we can. And the big cool thing is, of course, our top 10 lists. We want to fly in guests from all over the place to come in and do top 10s with us. We'll do a top 10 with these various people, talk back and forth and discuss things, even including Sam Healy, who unfortunately had to move on from the Dice Tower last year, but we want to bring him back in. And the first co-host of the Dice Tower, Joe Stedman, and other people, we like to bring them in to do some of these top 10s with us. We have a lot of exciting ideas, and I want to constantly be making things better. We did a lot of live streaming last year. I want to make that better and continue to do more of that as we go in. And we'd love to hear your input on how we can make things better. You can really help us out. Like I said, consider today when the Kickstarter goes live, or think about it, annual donation. We don't ask for money all year round. What is something that you might consider giving to the Dice Tower this year? Secondly, also spread the word. Tell people about it. Point people to our Kickstarter. If you know people who might have missed it for other reasons, tell them about it. Post it on your Twitter and Facebook and blogs and things like that. But even way, no matter what, I want you to know that we appreciate you guys. The Dice Tower in 2019, we made it through because of you all. We hope you enjoy what we did. We try to make it better each and every year. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching my thoughts on the Kickstarter. But I do understand there's more of this show to come, so let's keep moving.
Happy breakfast and 2020, a new decade, a new challenge. Actually, it's going to be the old challenge of a 10 by 10, but I'm going to try and do it this year. Now, last year, me and my wife had started one, and then I got more new games, and it was slowly and surely forgotten about. Now, hopefully, that won't happen as drastically as last year. I'm sure there'll be new fantastic games that come out this year, but we've picked some sort of ones that we're really happy to go back to, like Terraforming Mars or something like that, or maybe some shorter games that we think we can actually manage this time. That's our hope. But it'd be great if you had any tips of how you best or easily succeeded a 10 by 10, or what made you trip up. Was it like us? New games came in and sort of drew attention away from old things. Anyway, let me know in the comments section below. Have a great year, whether you, like me, fail or succeed at a 10 by 10. And I'm Oliver East, signing out.
Hi everyone, my name is Dave Luza. Happy New Year! If we haven't seen each other before, if we have, well, still, I hope you have a blast of a 2020. Two things I want to talk to you about. First off is a puzzle that is published by Ravensburger, and it's got 759 pieces if you're interested in things like that. But when you finished doing it, you have an escape room puzzle that you can solve. It has 6 puzzles inside. Is it any good? Well, if you want to know, you need to check out youtube.com/thisgameisbroken. Another thing I want to talk to you about is it's the new year, and oh man, I am really up for losing some weight. And we are doing another, well, it's not a competition, but if you search for This Scale is Broken over on Facebook, yes, then you might add yourself to our group where it's a bunch of very supportive gamers who are helping each other to, well, lose some weight, because I don't want to keep all this weight on myself. So if that's something you might be interested in, then go check us out there. It's called This Scale is Broken, a supportive weight loss Facebook group. So maybe see you there. Until then, my name is Dave Luza. Bye.
And that's it for another Board Game Breakfast. Check out our Kickstarter, like I said, and come back later today for the first 10 in the Dice Tower Top 100 of all time. Has it changed? Is it different? Are they the same 10 you've always seen? I'll never tell. Well, I guess I will tell. I'll tell you later today. Also, Q&A today going up, so you can come and ask questions. I believe we're launching that right around the same time as the Kickstarter, so if you have questions, you can ask there. I appreciate you all. I appreciate all the contributors who did a great job on this episode. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast on the Dice Tower.
Thanks for watching Board Game Breakfast. Tune in each week for your daily dose of gaming goodness with Tom Vasel and all the gang. Until next time, I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast, a Dice Tower production. Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando, in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.